everybody. This is your host for Cooking with Tiffany and Tiffany's Community Spotlight at Home, Tiffany DuBois-Morales. Now, before I announce what tonight's dinner is, I have two separate announcements to make. Number one, thank you so very much for my now 100 subscribers to Cooking with Tiffany. Yay. Yeah, today was an awesome day and I greatly enjoy, cooking for all of you and would love to have any of you over for dinner or a meal or chit chat at any point. More on that once I get further along in the cookbook journey and everything else. But, we'll talk. Second announcement. The other day, I took and passed my Serve Safe certification. Now, more information will be on hand for that because I have an excellent recommendation as to who you should take the class from if you're local to Philadelphia area. But, more on that in a short bit. Finally, our dinner tonight is very Indian spice heavy. We're going to be doing a Indian spiced acorn squash, which I'm going to be pairing with sauteed red onion and red bell peppers. And we're doing a Indian curry marinated strip steak that we got over at Gianta's Prime Shop at Reading Terminal Market. But I want you all to sit back, relax, and we will be back. All right, everybody, we are back. So the very first thing that we started on is preheating our oven. Now, if you watched my previous episode featuring acorn squash, which was stuffed with a little chorizo and some shrimp and a couple of other vegetables that I had on hand, we had baked these at 450 degrees for 40 minutes exactly. Well, I'm going to do the exact same thing. So we are going to initially do just a little drizzle of our vegetable oil into each of our halved squashes. As usual, thanks must go to my husband Eric for cutting these in half because it takes a bit of strength to go ahead and do that. And as you can see, each of these squashes doesn't have a whole lot of excess oil because it's not necessary. The next thing that we are going to do is season this with all of these spices, which bear warning, this is a lot longer than what I might normally do. But we have our black peppercorn, red pepper flake, curry powder, India turmeric, chaat masala, garam masala, cumin seeds. We have just a touch of Spanish paprika, oregano, and fenugreek leaves. And at this point now, we are just going to go ahead and marinate and rub our acorn squashes on both sides. I'm going to go wash my hands, and then we're going to roast these this way for 40 minutes. So we'll be back. Welcome back, everybody. So our acorn squashes are in the oven, and right now in this baking pan, we're going to take these beautiful seeds, which is what you would find in the center of each of the squashes. And we are going to very simply kind of spread them out and season them into just a lovely snack. A couple of notes: it is important that you get as much of like this outer like part off, as much of it as you can. It is not edible like at all, so just, you know, do your best to get it removed, or you only have just the seeds. Best way to prepare these is seasoned and then roasted at extremely high temperature. So once the squashes are done cooking, I'm just going to throw these in for maybe 10 minutes and they'll be done. You also want to keep these as flat as possible so that everything is thoroughly baked, or in this case, roasted. But up next will be the strip steak. All right, everybody, we are back. So we are now ready to marinate our strip steak, as well as cook it, rest it, and then we're going to very thinly slice it, since we only have the one to enjoy for tonight. Last thing that we're incorporating with the steak is Patak's mild curry spice paste. As always, you guys know how much I enjoy marinating things, and you should always do your part to incorporate as much seasoning and spice as possible into your dish. And look at how beautiful this is. Cannot believe none of you can really experience how good this smells right now, besides, you know, the husband. So what we are going to do at this point is just go ahead, turn this on. You want to set this to medium heat, and we're going to wait a moment to let the pan heat up. But we'll be searing this bad boy in just a moment. And most importantly, you want to sear the fat that you have along the top. All right, everybody, we are back. And do you hear that? The fat is now rendering on our single strip steak. Now, This is an important thing for everybody to remember. Beef needs to be rested. So you rest your protein half of the total amount of time it took you to cook it. So, for example, if I wanted this to be a perfect, I do mean perfect, medium rare, you would need to spend quite a bit of time rendering out the fat on it and then cooking it top and bottom side for probably nice maybe 3 minutes per side for a total cook time of 6 minutes before you allow it to rest, because it is still continuing to cook, and you want to ensure that your protein is just beautifully done to your desired temperature. As you can see, the fat is really very nicely rendered. We have 24 minutes now on the clock. So once it hits 21 minutes, I'll flip this, and then when it hits 17 minutes, that's when I take it off. 3 minutes per side is overall the perfect length of time to ensure that your steak is still that medium rare once it has cooled. All right, everybody, we are back. Now, our steak is resting, and as you can see, I have added our red onions, our red bell peppers, as well as our thinly sliced garlic to our cast iron skillet, because you guys know how much I like making a mess with multiple pots and pans and everything else. Oh wait, I don't. So we are going to go ahead and just cover this and let this cook down for a couple of minutes. Do another stir, and then I'll basically be ready. Our acorn squashes have about 15 minutes left. Our steak will be very well rested by the time all of this comes together. So, yay! Coming up, our finished look. Hello everybody, we are back, and check it out. We have our perfectly cooked medium rare New York strip steaks that I marinated in a ton of Indian spices, the sauteed red onions and red bell peppers along with garlic, and our beautiful Indian spiced and roasted and baked acorn squashes. As always, don't forget to head up or over to your butcher, your produce section, and your spice shop, which in our case includes Irvine Brothers Produce, Gianta's Prime Shop, and the Head Nut, all of which you can find at Reading Terminal Market. Garlic is normally from Whole Foods Market, although we picked up some fresh garlic that we had to, peel ourselves at Irvine Brothers Produce. So there is that. But I am your host for Cooking with Tiffany and Tiffany's Community Spotlight at Home, Tiffany DuBois-Morales. Bye!